would start with Todd Meany.
Well, Coach, despite the rough shooting night and the turnovers, you gave yourself a chance to win the ball game. You cut it to 2 late, and then Jimmy Butler took over and scored 10 of the last 16 points. But again, you gave yourself a chance.
Yeah, we played hard, but we just offensively just could never really get anything going. We did pretty well against their second unit. I thought our second unit against their second unit scored, got us back in the game, and then when Eric went back to his main guys, we just couldn't get anything done to finish it out.
Yeah, you led my next question, Coach. You had to be pleased with the second guys coming in. They don't play a whole lot together, and they were able to get it done with Nikhil and Nico Jackson.
Yeah.
Kyra. You really gave you a spark.
I thought our second unit outplayed their second unit, so that's what got us a chance to get back in the game. I thought especially in the second half, they played really, really well. We just didn't play well enough against their, against the Jimmy Butler, Goran Dragic, their closing lineup. We struggled with. Went back with our veterans against their veterans, and plus the young guys had been out there a while. We thought they were a little tired, and it just didn't work out for us.
Stan, with the outside shooting in this game, did you think you guys got quality shots, or was it more a matter of the types of shots you generate?
A little of both, but we certainly had, I would say that, Christian, we had shots that were far above 25% quality. Did I think like every shot we got was good? No, we certainly had some tough ones. I thought when we moved the ball and played inside out, I thought, the majority of our threes were pretty good looks that we didn't make. I thought we forced some shots, particularly early in the game in the paint, forced some shots and forced some plays in the paint. But I thought after that we moved the ball pretty well and we had some decent looks. But I'll watch it on the film and see more.
Yeah, you mentioned the second unit. Just what did you think about the minutes Nikhil and Kyra played together? What did you think just when that backcourt was out there?
Yeah, second half was good, and Kyra was, one of the few guys who actually shot the ball well, though he only was 1 for 4 from 3, but he made some shots. I thought Nikhil played well. He just, he took a lot of tough shots in the paint. I thought he adjusted well in the second half and made some plays, but, he was 4 for 14, and, guys played well and we had trouble getting the ball in the basket.
Yeah, and just taking a big picture look, just where do you see the guys are right now, halfway through the season, we're at the halfway mark? Just how do you assess what the team has done up to this point?
Well, I've always been a pretty big believer that, you can look at the objective data and know where you are. You can see where you are in the standings, and you can see where your numbers are and everything else. So tonight, notwithstanding, I think we've played very good offense. I think probably exceeded expectations on the offensive end of the floor, and I don't think we've been close to what we need to be defensively to have a chance to get to where we want to go as a team. Tonight, defensively, we were better. Our guys competed hard, but on a consistent basis, we haven't defended. We talk about it every night, so there's no real different story. For the first 36 games, good offense and bad defense. That's where we are.
Yeah, Stan, I was going to say, is it almost especially disappointing that you do get a good defensive effort? You hold a team to kind of within the range where you'd like them to be scoring-wise, and you can't get the offensive, and how much of that is just missing a guy like Zion tonight?
He helps our offense a little bit. He's a pretty good player. But look, they were missing a really good player too in Bam. JJ, I think, was a big loss for us. He's been shooting the ball so well. And, we were able to get up. We haven't gotten many threes the last 2 games. We got up 43 threes tonight. Just frustrating. We didn't play well enough at the offensive end of the floor, especially in the first half. We didn't handle the ball well. It wasn't even just turnovers, and we had so many off-target passes, and everything else. And certainly you have to credit their defense a little bit, but we didn't handle the ball and play solid basketball, especially in that first quarter, and we dug ourselves a big hole.
And just real quick, Griff kind of had some comments on the record for the first time where he basically talked about the young guys when they're not getting minutes from time to time. He said, you have to earn your minutes. That's something that he feels is part of this franchise and part of where it is. Do you kind of back up that sentiment? Are you glad to hear him say that as well, that, you don't just play because you're a first-round pick, that you have to kind of earn it?
Well, I'm not surprised by it. I mean, Griff and I talk all the time, and Trajan, we kick things around, but we always end up on the same page. So I'm not surprised by that. I mean, we've been really happy with Billy, and we didn't play him tonight because I thought Jackson was so good and so active last night that he deserved a shot to get out there again. We like all three of the guys we have at that position. And I really liked Kyra and Nikhil's energy tonight. I thought those guys worked hard, played with energy, tried to do what we wanted, and we'll see where we go in the second half of the year. But again, all that aside, I mean, to me, it just all comes down to one thing: are we gonna guard at a decent level or not? If we're not, then things are not going to get better. That's just the blunt truth. People may not want to hear it, but our vehicle to get better is to defend, and we made some progress at that end tonight, but we're going to have to continue to do that.
Hey Stan, it's Andrew from ESPN. Just wanted to ask about Zeke real quick. How close was he playing? Is it just a case of, look, this thing has been bothering him, we just want to give him a little bit of rest tonight?
I really don't know, Andrew, to be honest, the in-depth. I just know that he was hurting. I know he's had it for a while. I know it was getting worse, and I know he couldn't go tonight. That's what I know. As far as anything, how close he was to playing or anything else, I don't really have any idea.
We're all set, Coach. Thank you.
Okay.
get hands ready for Kyra. Christian, you can go ahead.
Hey, Kyra, Christian Clark here. I know, that was probably the most minutes you've played in a while here. Did you feel like you were able to get in the rhythm out there tonight?
Yeah. After going up and down the court a couple times, just picking the right opportunities to create for myself and try to create for my teammates. And once I feel like I did that, I feel like I found a rhythm for myself, and I just kept playing.
Yeah, you had that stretch where you were getting consistent minutes in the rotation, and then those minutes kind of fell off a little bit. What was the message from the coaching staff as far as where they wanted to see more from you so you can get more consistent playing time?
Just keep coming in, trying to change the pace of the game. Use my speed to push the ball. Just try to play the best defense I can. Run the team when I'm out there. And, just look to have a lot of energy come out the bench, and maybe if we slacking the energy, be that guy to bring it up a notch.
Kyra, if someone had told you back in training camp that at the halfway point that you guys would be top 5, top 6 offensive team and bottom 5 defensive team, what would your reaction have been? Would that have been surprising to you?
That kind of would have been surprising because I know in training camp we went over a lot of defense. I knew from an offensive standpoint, he had a lot of firepower, he was talented, so I never worried about that side of the ball, but just probably the defensive side because how much we went over it and spent time on it in the training camp. So.
Hey, Kyra, it's Andrew from ESPN. Stan has mentioned your on-ball defense is something he wanted to see improve for you. When you don't have that much practice time, how do you try and get better at that? Is it film? Is it talking to other guys? How do you do that?
It's film, talking to guys that got the experience, and when we do have practice or do live reps or something, try to do it the best I can. But it's really more mental, asking a lot of questions, watching film because, like you said, not a lot of time to get a lot of practice in. So just really watch film and take as much knowledge as you can.
I know y'all haven't had a ton of time together, but what's it like just getting those minutes next to Nikhil and just learning how to feed off of each other? And just what's your evaluation of those minutes y'all played tonight?
It's been good. Another great player that can create for himself, create for others. He can shoot, he can dribble, he can pass, attack the basket. So, once he got a groove like he got, I feed off of him. And once he may get tired or need a break, that's when I come in and do what I do. So, it's been great. I'm looking forward to it and can't wait to what the future holds.
Kyra, last thing for me, I know, just the lack of practice time as the season has gone on has been a source of frustration for Stan. Does it feel like you can only get to know your teammates' games in the games? Do you feel like, you really get a feel for playing together in practice, or is there even enough of it right now?
It's hard in practice because you won't practice like we used to practice in training camp. So it's really just gonna have to go with time and like you said in the game, learning your teammates out and just watching film and see how they're effective and how you can help them be more effective. So just getting game reps, watching film, and just keep doing that.
Thanks, Kyra. We're all set.
Appreciate it.
All right, let's get hands raised for Nikhil. Christian, go ahead.
Nikhil, I think you guys got the lead down to 2 in the fourth quarter. Just what did you feel like was working with you guys on the floor during that stretch of the game?
Stringing stops along. I think even though we lost, this is probably one of our better defensive efforts in terms of allowing opponents scoring. In a game where we're not shooting well, we did a lot that got us over that hump in terms of guarding, communicating, just playing hard, making sure that ball was moving side to side. And we stuck with it. We stayed the course, and that allowed us to get down to 2.
I know y'all haven't played a ton together this year, but what was it like just getting an extended run next to Kyra, just figuring out how y'all can complement each other on both sides of the court?
It was really fun. That was really, really fun. I mean, I was excited, especially to know like we can do well. We can play against good teams. They're a finals team. They had a lot of their vet players playing, so I was excited to be out there with Kyra and make an impact on the game.
David Griffin kind of spoke publicly for the first time in a while and basically said, like he understands the frustrations of some of you guys not getting the consistent minutes, but that you kind of have to earn them, and that, a team that's trying to win and a winning culture and those sorts of things. What's your kind of takeaway from that? The idea that you might not be in a rotation consistently, and that in order to get those minutes, you kind of have to earn them on the floor.
I mean, it's life. As long as the opportunity's there, you got to work hard and you got to earn things. It's nothing new in terms of playing basketball, being an NBA player. I feel like you have to earn the right to get drafted. You have to earn the right to even get in the game, make it past the cut. To be in my second year, I had to earn the right to do that. So nothing's new in terms of earning things.
Do you feel like you've gotten the opportunity this season? Like when you mentioned just there, it's about opportunity. Do you feel like you've gotten, a fair opportunity?
I do feel like I've gotten an opportunity. I do think there were different games where I had gotten the opportunity to get in and play impactful minutes. And I think with those games, I've shown that I can help the team, and just did what I can, did my part, and controlled what I can control.
Nikhil, if someone had told you during training camp that at the halfway point of the season you would be, one of the best offensive teams in the NBA and one of the worst defensive teams, would that have been surprising to you that you guys are at this point halfway through the season?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, offensively, you look at Zion, you look at B.I., and then you look at guys like JJ who can shoot the ball, Zoe who can create, has worked tremendously on his shot, and now he's a legitimate shooter. And so it's like, I look around and I see a bunch of guys that can put the ball in the basket. Defensively, I would say I'm a little bit surprised because of our competitiveness and our will to get after it in training camp. So I think yes and no.
Thanks, Nikhil. We're all set.
Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry,